Hello and welcome to Pure Wealth Revealed. My name is Matt Barkas, CEO of ISN, and I'm going to talk to you today about a little bit about Pure Wealth and what it is here at ISN that we do to be able to help people ensure that they get ahead and preserve their hard-earned money. So let's jump right into it here. And as we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about the prices. When you look at prices today, you just kind of assume that everything is going up in prices. That's a normal assumption. You know, we see gas prices going up and we see groceries going up. We see all the normal things that we buy are going up in price every year, and that's due, of course, to inflation. But is there something we can do about it is the question. Is there something you can do to change that for you and your family? And so that's what we're going to go into today. And I want to look back and see what it is that, you know, we were all promised, you know, when we're talking about retirement, you know, through education system or whether it's, you know, through our family. There's things that we were told is that when you get to your golden years, 65 or older, you're retired, and things are going to be great. You're going to be able to travel freely. You're going to be able to be comfortable. You don't have to worry about debt anymore and those kind of things. But unfortunately, that's not the case for most people. 69% of people who are retired and living, they are dependent on family and others like government assistance, those kind of things. That's an overwhelming amount. And then 29% are working because they want to have some kind of independence still. And you see this all the time, such as greeters at Walmart and things like that. Most of the people aren't working because they want to, they need to. And so this is 98% that have not attained what they were promised growing up. Just save a little bit of money, maybe put some money in 401k, you got Social Security to fall back on, and obviously that's not cutting it for most people. That leaves 2% that are financially independent. They can travel freely, and I'd say truly financially independent because they can do what they want to do and they have a comfortable lifestyle. So here we want to make a difference here. We want to impact that. That's the reason why we're here today, is to be able to change that percentage. And so when you look at a US dollar, and this is quite incredible, if you took a dollar in 1913 and its true buying power and you compare it to a dollar in today's market, today a dollar is worth about 3 cents in true buying power. So compared to a 1913, that's almost 30 times worth more, 30 times more in 1913. That's an incredible amount. And it's not just the US dollar, the euro, the yen, the pound, it's all fiat currencies around the world that are attached to this inflation, this losing of value. And so as you look at this, 786 paper currencies have been created. These are mainstream currencies. And out of those, 607 are now worth zero, not in circulation. That's the majority of currencies today. And what I like about this is that Robert Kiyosaki says this. He says, cash is trash, and there's a reason for it. And he's talking about getting ahead in life, and he's one of my personal mentors. I really appreciate Robert Kiyosaki and his wife Kim, because when they started out, they weren't as fortunate as what they are today. And so they've had a success mentality that changed their lifestyle. They implemented it for themselves and made a difference. And so his recommendation is to get ahead in life, you must pay yourself first. And this is a flip-flop of what we were taught about economics. Economics taught us that first you must pay your taxes. And it didn't used to always be that way, by the way, that your taxes came out of your check right away. That came from war funds that were short and things like that. So paying taxes first was not original. Number two, pay your bills and, you know, make sure your mortgage is paid, make sure your car is paid, all those kind of things. And finally, if there's anything left, then pay yourself, have fun with it, do what you can. But today's generation, and even this last generation, they couldn't do that. You used to be able to have one generation or one income coming in. There was a generation that you could have one income coming in a household and you were good. You know, then it turned to two incomes is necessary for most people. And now today, literally two incomes isn't enough. And so what can we do about paying ourselves first? And here's how he recommends it, with three things. First, giving back to society, whether that means physically or whether that means financially. That's how, you know, we were put here to do, I think. And just think of a society where everybody was giving of their time, their money, their resources, their talents that they have. It would be a tremendous society. And so it does all start there. Number two is investing. We want to put money out there that will work for us so we don't have to continue to work for it. That's the idea here. And number 3 is saving 10%. Now he talks about saving, again, not with cash, but with precious metals. He says he believes that silver is the greatest opportunity he's ever seen. He's seen a lot of things. Matter of fact, he believes it so much that he's actually bought silver mines. So that's the opportunity that he sees that. Now, the book, The Automatic Millionaire, talks about don't leave savings to self-discipline, make it automatic. And again, there's a purpose behind that as well, because it's the same thing as having a 401k that automatically comes out of your paycheck. It's something you kind of set it and you forget it, and you're building wealth. At least that's the idea. And so with this, we decided to take advantage of that for your sake. And I'll talk about that in a second. But first, let me talk to you about who we are at ISN. Well, we have an office that supports North America, and it's located in Sarasota, Florida. And we also have an office, a corporate office that services all of Europe, and it's in Stoke-on-Trent, England. And with these two strategic offices, we're able to strategically service and provide silver and gold all over the globe. Our mission here at ISN is we're a global family passionately committed to providing a simple success path. That's so important, to make it simple so the average person can achieve it, to enrich the lives of all individuals around the world. One of the success paths that we love here at ISN, and it's part of our mission, and that is we partnered a few years ago with Feed My Starving Children. This organization is a wonderful organization, and with every single silver coin, gold coin, jewelry item that we sell, we're able to provide meals for hungry children around the world. And so we're very thankful for our customers and our affiliate marketing that allows us to be able to provide this. And this organization is great because they go into an area and they get the people fed and get them healthy, and then they introduce them to being able to contribute back to society by giving them job skills, things like that, so that they can sustain themselves, and then eventually they can pull, Feed My Starving Children can pull out of that area, so that way they're self-sustaining. So it's not just a long-term feeding. And it's a great organization. We've been able, my family and I go and pack meals for them at least every year, and it's a wonderful thing. Now, going back to the savings and making it automatic, if you are an investor, you understand that you have an investment portfolio where you can add different investments into that, packages into that portfolio. And why not have the same thing, instead have savings portfolios where you can add different products to your savings portfolio? So that's what we've done here at ISN, and we've made it in a way that it's automatic. So you get to pick from several different products. One is a gold autosaver. It's a 2.5 gram of gold. You can add whatever quantity you want for your monthly auto savings. We also have a bullion autosaver with generic rounds, or you can use silver eagles as well. We also have an MS70 autosaver. MS70 is a perfectly graded coin. Now, we use world government minted coins for this. Has a little bit of rarity to this particular product. And then my personal favorite is the ATB autosaver. Okay, this one is great because it has lower premiums but has huge upside potential to it. And then finally, we also have the top pick autosaver. Now this one has absolute great returns for it. We've had some great home runs with this particular coin. And again, these is a little different. They are a 70, but they're more rare coins and they're more proof, not just regular minted coins. So they have a huge upside potential. Now, one of the concerns people have is, we believe here at ISN that you must physically hold your wealth if you actually want to own it. We believe that wholeheartedly. So one of the concerns people have is that, well, what about when it gets shipped? Is it dangerous for that to get shipped? Does it get stolen? Does it get lost in the mail? And the answer is no. We ship it in a non-descriptive, unbranded packaging so that your precious metals is delivered right to your household with nobody knowing what you have. And we have sending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of packages. We have an absolute tremendous success rate doing so. Now, another advantage to having your savings, your wealth savings set up on a monthly basis is you get to take advantage of dollar cost averaging. See, ISN buys in bulk, so it helps eliminate some of the peaks. And better yet, you have long-term averaging. So let me give you an example. If you go back to 1980, if you would have taken all of your wealth and purchased silver, you'd be in trouble because in 1980 there was a run on silver. So that means that even today you'd be trying to recoup your cost. So the idea is to purchase on a monthly basis so that you have a long-term monthly steady averaging, so you're going to get the best pricing for your product each month. Now, another thing here I'd like to talk about is I like to go back and look at what's happened in history and what's happened to it today so that we have a real life example that tells the truth of what's going on in our economy. So if you would go in 1960, let's say that you saved $8,000 into a traditional bank savings account. And you also took $8,000, you bought a house in 1960 because back then that was about an average price for a house. Oh, and you also took 8,000, you bought 10,000 ounces of silver because that's about what silver cost back then, was about 80 cents an ounce. And then you look at what is going on today in the present, what would happen with these three things? Well, today with interest, your savings would have about $18,000 in it. So you'd made about $10,000 in interest. An average house price today is $185,000. Now, of course, not necessarily the house you bought in 1960 unless you kept it up and maintained it and it's in a reasonable market. But the potential is there. And today, your 10,000 ounces of silver would be near $200,000 today. So just comparing the two ways of saving between the bank traditional and saving cash in the bank, which you're fighting against inflation, by the way, and then having your silver stored in your safe at your home, you can see that you made $182,000 more by saving silver in your own safe. It makes much more sense. Now, we have other products besides just bullion that have even better returns, as I was just mentioning to you. This is one of those 5-ounce ATB coins. This particular one was from about 4 years ago, and it's seen a 268% ROS, we call here at ISN, and that is return on savings, not investment, but savings. So that means if you would have bought $10,000 worth at the time when they came out, that $10,000 could be worth about $27,000 in just that short period of time. This is one of the products that we offer that you can put into your savings portfolio. Very powerful. Another one, it's a great one here, is our top pick. This particular one we offered 4 years ago for about $150 each. We had people getting on even 10 a month of these things. And if you would again saved about $10,000 worth back then, your $10,000 today would be worth about $53,000. It's a tremendous product to be able to save on, and you can even diversify. You can switch it up and add different products each month. It's under your control to do that because it is your savings. Now, some of the benefits of silver, again, physically owning it is so important. There's so many opportunities out there today to where you can buy things but have it held in a vault. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I'm thinking about that, and there's just no chance that I want to trust somebody else with all of my wealth, my life savings, my hard-earned money that I've been saving. I want to physically own it, so that way I know that I truly do own it because I have it in hand. So it's very important, we believe that at ISN, and that's why we've created these automatic savings of physical precious metals. And another thing is it will always have value. It takes thousands of man hours to be able to mine and process this precious metals, giving it value, not to mention that there's a finite amount of silver and gold, and it's always had value for thousands of years. So with that in mind, it's never going to lose all of its value. It will always have value just as it always has. And then a great return track record. You can track it back for generations and see exactly what it was worth. And at very few products today can you go back as far as you can tracking it as you can with silver. And if you talk to a good tax accountant, you're going to find out that there are certain products that you can have that are perhaps income tax free. So when you're looking at saving this, that can be a valuable option as well. There's no trading fees, whereas in investment you could lose as much as a third of your profits in trading fees. This is your own physical silver and gold. And most importantly is you have complete control over your savings. You own it, so you can decide when you want to hold it, when you want to sell it, what products you want to save. That's all under your control, so that's very important. Now, here at ISN, we pay it forward. We take our entire marketing budget and we pay it out into rewards, customer rewards. And so the reason we do this is for a simple reason. 92% of consumers trust word-of-mouth advertising and will purchase based on that. 26% of consumers trust traditional marketing and will buy based on that. So there's a big gap between the 26 and 92%. So we've taken our entire marketing budget and put it into the 92%. It makes more sense for more people. We think this is a win-win because not only are you preserving your wealth, you can help your loved ones preserve their wealth as well, and you can even create a little bit of extra income by earning rewards for doing so. Now, I know there was a lot of information in just a few minutes, but let me just ask one simple question. Does this make sense? Does saving your hard-earned money in pure money make sense, or does it make sense to you to save your hard-earned money in paper currency? And this is a recent chart, but this is something that's happened continually in history. So it obviously makes more sense to save it in pure real money to actually preserve your wealth, whereas you can't beat inflation by keeping it in a savings account. And it's so vital to start saving today. So if this does make sense to you, then ISN has what you're looking for to be able to help you, to be able to have a better savings plan, to be able to have better wealth protection for you and your family, better potential returns, and it's just a better overall option. And so I want to say congratulations to you just for watching this, and hopefully you've learned something that will change your wealth, change your life, and hopefully get you on the right path. If you're not in the retirement age, get you on the right path so you can have a comfortable retirement. If you're in retirement, it's still very important to protect some of your wealth and to be able to grow some of your wealth, as we've seen some of the products do. And I want to be the one who personally welcome you to our ISN family. So what I encourage you to do is go right up to the top of this website, the link there that says shop, and from there you can click on the different products that make sense to you, that you want to add to your savings portfolio. Click on those, add them to the cart, and start your wealth preservation today. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I do look forward to talking to you personally. And again, welcome, and we'll talk to you.